In our top story this morning, after an hours-long standoff, the missing 2-year-old boy believed to be taken by his father that we broke to you right here on KTSM 9 News Today was brought to safety.
El Paso police responding to the Studio 6 motel along Lomaland and Gateway yesterday afternoon after issuing an Amber Alert yesterday morning. His father, the suspect, is now in custody.
Well, take a look behind us. This was the scene last night over at the Studio 6 motel. Officials say they received a call about a suspicious subject early in the afternoon.
Police say after hours of negotiating with the subject, said to be Miguel Montoya, they were able to apprehend him and safely secure his son Kenji without any harm to either of them.
Kenji and his mother were reunited after the incident. However, El Paso police say they are still investigating the situation this morning.
Montoya is now facing aggravated kidnapping charges and could be facing additional charges pending the outcome of El Paso police's full investigation.
But as to what led to the situation in the first place, our KTSM 9 News reporter Jesus Baltazar spoke to the mother on what she says influenced the kidnapping.
We didn't have a choice. If we wouldn't have gone with him, he was going to murder us, and he told us as much.
Roman told KTSM that her ex-boyfriend Miguel Montoya has a history of family violence and that she had an order from Child Protective Services prohibiting him from being around her son Kenji without them present. When she arrived with her son Kenji to their apartment on Wednesday, Roman says Montoya was in one of the bedrooms with a sword.
He told me he had been there a few hours and he had made some plan of that he was going to hurt his daughter and he was going to kidnap me and Kenji in order to get his daughter. He wanted to murder her.
Roman said he forced her to drive all of them to her sister's house to pick up her niece because his plan was to have her niece lure out his daughter. But when her sister came out with her niece, Roman began calling for help and was able to free herself from the car.
At that point, I guess he was able to get into the driver's seat and he sped off and my sister flew off into the bush, and that's the last time I saw my son.
Roman explained that Montoya's plan was to have her drive him and his daughter to an unmarked location to kill the girl. She said that, like her, Montoya's daughter has a pending sexual assault case against him.
I don't know what he's capable of doing to my son, but if he was able to have this idea that he was going to kill his daughter, he could very much have killed my son. My son is autistic and he's nonverbal. And a lot of how he expresses himself is by crying, and he doesn't have patience for that.
Now, as we've mentioned, the boy was later reunited to his mother, and this was the moment of happiness for the family last night.
KTSM speaking to her on how it felt to know her child was finally safe.
They called us and they're like, "We have your son," and I just started crying. They thought it was a bad call, but I was like, "No, they have him." So we drove around till we got here, and oh my God, words can't describe how happy I felt.
Well, Roman did mention to us that Kenji did need to go to the hospital to get checked, but at this time, police say they can't give out any further details on the matter.
However, they did say their ultimate goal was the safety of the child and the suspect during yesterday's situation. As always, make sure to stay with KTSM for any updates.